Good evening. My name is Terry Truthman, and we'll be meeting with mayoral candidate Takeshia Rogers to discuss her past and her hopeful perspectives in this 2026 mayoral election. Our voters how such a troubled past would potentially affect your long-term decision making or your ability to lead the city of Los Santos?
Affect in a negative way or a positive way?
Well, let's start in a positive way.
Of course, it will be able to affect the city in a positive way because again, I was the struggle, and I'm not struggling anymore. I'm not the struggle anymore. So, I've been through the trial and error, and I've put in the work to again be the system that was designed to keep us down. As far as the long term effects, um, I mean, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would definitely come about differently. It'd be a little bit more harsh when it comes to executing what I plan to execute. Reason being is because in reality, healing and growing in elevation is not easy at all. It's not. I feel like there's been this false narrative that when it comes to elevation, it should be something that's easy, soft, and sweet. But realistically, there's a storm before the rainbow.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. The storm before the rainbow. Now, Ms. Rogers, what would you say to voters who may feel that you lead with emotion or control when it comes to making a decision and not logic?
Well, I would say that those people simply don't know me. It's just probably judging from the outside looking in. When it comes to emotions, I kind of utilize these things as tools. Right? Emotions is just temporary feelings. They don't last very long. It's very short. So I utilize my emotions as information to actually drive me. So I don't soak and absorb an emotion. I just allow myself to intake that information. Uh, I just weigh out everything, logically, realistically, and I move from there. So as a woman, I feel like it's definitely important for us to not get absorbed in emotion, but learn how to utilize it as the tool and power that it is.
You've made some defamatory remarks against mayoral candidate Queen Rogers and mayoral candidate Jaden Rogers.
Yes.
With those being your family, how can the city trust that you will make sound and accurate decisions, especially when you are quick to defame your own family?
Oh, that's actually a great question. Again, if we're talking from societal norms, a lot of people they put family first. As far as me, although these are my kids, these are my children. In the end of the day, I'm gonna still play fair. I want it to be known that I am not one sided. When it comes down to loyalty, honestly, it's about honoring, right? A lot of people think that loyalty is about sticking by someone's side through thick and thin and enabling the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They think that it's about just enabling the BS. I don't enable bullshit. I don't care who you are. I feel like family is just not blood. Family is something that you build from the ground up, and you know what I'm saying. You create, and it takes two, right? Not everybody could just do it all by themselves. So when it comes down and boils down to my kids, unfortunately, our relationship with almost all my kids has definitely been rocky, and it took me a very long time to realize the importance of being the bigger person and not always being a victim. Again, that's why I decided to run from there, because as long as we are victims, as long as we don't take matters into our own hands, then we will remain exactly where we are. That's a good question. Well, I like, again, I'm very big on balance. That's what I've learned recently, especially after turning 52, that life is all about balance. Again, when it comes to other people being involved, such as me running as mayor, it's not just about me. It's not just about the people, but it's about everybody. So I feel like it's important to find balance, not just only with my own personal views and feelings and stuff like that, but realistically, when other people are involved, you have to learn how to intake that information and manipulate it in a way where everyone could win and be satisfied.
So, can you tell me about a time where you've made a decision out of anger that you later regretted?
Yeah, so recently, I found out that my daughter is pregnant, Kalani Rogers.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. She's been dating this guy, Trig, for quite some time, and I wasn't a fan of him. And just yesterday, I was trying to hook Kalani up with someone else, and later on, they announced their pregnancy, and I definitely regretted that.
Now, in those times where you've made those decisions that you later regretted, what would stop you from making those same type of decisions as mayor?
Oh, you're trying to get me all cut up. You know, not every decision will be the best decision, but when I make mistakes, I will always give myself more than enough time to weigh out everything. And then I will correct what needs to be corrected and, own up to, and just really take accountability regarding the things that, you know, I need to take accountability for. And accountability it does not just look like me acknowledging, but it looks like me being aware of what I can change and putting in the work to actually change it so it don't happen again.
Okay, I think that's great. And accountability is extremely important. I'm so glad that you mentioned that here, Ms. Rogers. I must say that you have a story that sounds like it was forged in fire. But sometimes fire, isn't just used for forgery. It can also burn everything around it.
Of course.
From what I'm showing here, uh, I've received reports that you've had a history of drug abuse. How do you
Yes.
think that's going to impact your voters' decisions when they know that you've had a substance problem?
I haven't touched drugs, let alone thought about drugs, and God knows how long. I went down that road and I will never revisit that ever again. But like I said before, as far as my struggles and what I've been through, I feel like it just makes me even more relatable to the ones who are in situations where they don't know what to do next, where they don't have that support. I've been there. That's why I would lay it all out on the table and not be ashamed of what I went through, because it's what built me today. I feel like those negative situations, such as me being addicted to coke and storing that shit.
Oh my.
Yeah, I feel like that. As crazy as it sounds, I'm gonna definitely honor those negatives, because it made me who I am today, and I would never go back. It keeps me going.
Okay, okay. Well, again, I definitely, the thing about when it comes to substance abuse, uh, it's something that is awful. It's a sickness, if you will. However, in our cases here, it is very possible to find that redeeming light. I'm not. Are you familiar with Mayor Marion Barry?
I don't know what the fuck no Marion Barry is.
It's okay. It's okay. So, it's a mayor, Marion Barry, back in 1992, was discovered on tape by the FBI, doing crack in Washington D.C. as the mayor, and yet he still recovered from that and still was able to regain his mayoral seat back in 1992, and from 92, I believe, to 97. So you can't overcome those things. That's the reason why I mentioned him, is because you can overcome those type of adversities.
Oh yeah, that's back in 1992, baby. It's 2026. Yeah, he went through that, so I didn't have to. You won't ever have to worry about me going through no shit like that while actively running or, actively in the seat. Never that. But I respect him. Go Mary Berry.
All right, Los Santos. We've met with mayoral candidate Rogers to discuss some of your pressing concerns when it comes to this 2026 mayoral election. This is Terry Truthman signing off here again. Remember, the truth is coming to the streets. Terry Truthman, Weazel News, good evening.